Hello, a couple of last shout-outs. Who else has said hello? Maple Class at Sibsey, William Harding School, Home Grange are watching as well. Welcome to you all. Apparently there's a unified signal of hands on top. I don't know what you said, but you went quiet. That's good. Right, listen, I'm Ben. I own the Bookshop next door. Thank you so much for coming to this event. Isn't it amazing? I've been wanting Harriet to come here since we first opened. She's an amazing author. You're so lucky to have come to this event. So without further ado, can I welcome to the stage the brilliant Harriet Muncaster.
Hello everybody. It's so lovely to be here today and to see all of you. Thank you so much for coming. So, I'm Harriet Muncaster, and I am the creator of the Isidora Moon books, the Mirabelle books, the Emerald books, and the Victoria Stitch books, which are for older readers. And I will just tell you a little bit about all the books today. So, yes, I thought I would start by asking you a question. So I am interested to know if you could be any of these magical creatures, all creatures you can find in my books, which one would you pick to be? And I thought, should we do a show of hands to see how many? So the options are, so if everyone can just be quiet for a minute. So the options are vampire, fairy, whistling, which you'll only know about if you've read Victoria Stitch, dragon, witch or wizard, mermaid or merboy. So, shall we have a show of hands for fairy? How many fairies do we have? How many fairies do we have in the room? Oh, we got a few fairies. Okay, quite a few fairies. Okay, how about vampires? Any vampires? Oh, more vampires. We've got lots of vampires in here. Oh, quite a lot. Okay, what about a whistling? Anyone? Oh, we got one. Oh, we got a couple. Okay, maybe a couple of you know about Victoria Stitch. And then how about a dragon? We've got any Oh, lots of, oh my goodness, we've got loads of dragons. So many dragons.
If the schools watching virtually want to put something in their chat box, if you want to put something in a chat box to say what's the best or most popular in your classroom, I'll give you a shout out.
Okay, and lastly, mermaid or merboy. How many of those? Okay, quite a few of those. So I think we've got a lot of dragons in here, dragons and vampires.
I think William Harding said vampires.
Ooh, vampires.
And Curdridge has said dragons. So.
Oh, yeah, dragons and vampires seem to be popular today. Okay, well, thank you so much for telling me what you would like to be. I think if I had to pick, I would be a whistling, but I'll tell you a bit about whistlings later. So, I thought I would tell you a little bit about how I became an author and an illustrator. So, that's me at school. And when I was at school, we had an author come to visit us, and his name was James Mayhew, and you'll probably recognise his name. And I was actually about 15, and that was the time that I realised, that was the first time I realised that being an author and an illustrator was an actual job you could do. And so I decided from that moment that that's really where I wanted to channel my creativity. So I worked really hard on my drawing and my writing, and I went to university and I studied illustration. And at the end of my MA course in illustration, I was very lucky to get my first book, got spotted, and it got published. And the first book I created was called I Am a Witch's Cat. And I created this book in a bit of an unusual way, because what I did was I made 3D models out of paper and cardboard, and that little shopping trolley is made of bits of wire. It was very tricky to do. And I photographed scenes to make final images. So this is a little bed that I was making, and there's my little character. And there's the final image that went into the book. So you can see it's all made of paper, and even the little hoover's made from cardboard. And this is a really fun way of creating artwork. If you ever want to try it, you don't need anything fancy. You just need, paper and glue, bit of fabric, and the green lighting in that image is made from, I did a sweet wrapper over the window and shone some light through. So I carried on making some books by doing 3D models and photographing them. And then I had an idea. I did this sketch, and I had an idea for a new character. And this is the very first sketch I ever did of Isidora Moon. And I thought we could do some sketching together now. So I see you've all got your pen and paper. And I thought we could start by drawing a bat. So we're going to draw, you can draw along with me, step by step, okay? Okay, is everybody ready? Yeah? Okay, great. Right, so to draw a bat, I need everyone to just be, I'm afraid I will need you to just try and just keep it down during the whole event, ideally. But so you can hear what I'm doing. So for a bat, is everyone quiet? Thank you. So I'm going to start with a circle. So you can all draw a circle. And then underneath that circle, let's have another more squashed circle like this. So it almost looks like a number 8, but with a squashed bottom bit. And then on the head, let's draw 2 tall ears, 2 spiky bat ears. And let's do the wings. So on the bottom half of the bat, let's draw 2 lines sort of going up like this. And then let's draw 2 lines going down like this. So there we have the wings. And then you can go from the tip of the wing here, and you can do sort of scallop shapes or arches all the way back to the body in the middle. And you can go to the tip of the wing at the top, and then we're going to put the lines in the wings like this. So the sort of bones of the wings. And then, when you've done that, just want to make sure everyone is keeping up with me. Yeah, is everyone keeping up? Okay, so let's do some feet. So I'm going to do 2 little feet at the bottom. And then now let's do some eyes. So I'm going to do 2 circles inside the bat's face, in the head. And then I'm going to do my bat looking in this direction. You can do yours looking in any direction. You can have yours looking up or down or to the other side, whatever you like. And then I'm going to do a big smile. And some fangs, because it's a vampire bat, this one. Oh yes, and I'm going to add a tuft of hair to mine. So this is Buttons the bat. If everyone could just, what's your saying? Hands on head, hands on top, everybody stop. Hands on head. Thank you. Sorry, I do just need you a little bit quieter if that's okay, just because I need, so you can hear. So, thank you. Okay, so this is Buttons the bat from Isidora Moon, but I bet you can think of some better names for your bats, and if you can write them down. And if you want to make your bat look mischievous, you can put 2 little downwards eyebrows on your bat, and it immediately makes it look like it's about to cause some mischief. So there we go. We have the bat from Isidora Moon, and I will come and have a look at some of your drawings quickly. Let's have a look. Should we have a look? Oh, brilliant. Oh, I love that. Very cute. Oh, wonderful. Brilliant drawings. Oh, amazing. Well done, everybody. Fantastic. Oh, that's so good. Oh, I love them. Brilliant. Well done. Fantastic. Wonderful. Oh, they're amazing. Such good drawings. Well done, everyone. Oh, they're so good.
Very good.
Brilliant. Well done.
If schools want to share their photos on social media after the event, and do tag our bookshop and Harriet.
Yes, I would love to see any of the drawings anyone joining online has done. These are all amazing. Thank you so much for showing me. And I'm sorry I can't quite see them all, but they are all amazing. You're all brilliant artists. Okay. Right. Okay, so shall we talk a little bit about everyone? Quiet. Shall we talk a little bit about Isidora Moon and Pink Rabbit? So, Isidora Moon, in case you don't know, is a little vampire fairy girl, and she has her little sidekick, Pink Rabbit, who was her favourite cuddly toy, but her mum magicked him alive with her wand, because her mum is a fairy, so she can do things like that. And her dad is a vampire, which makes Isidora Moon and her baby sister Honey Blossom vampire fairies. So Isidora has a mischievous cousin called Mirabelle, who has her own book series. And she also has quite a lot of magical friends, and human friends as well. And she has some mermaid friends, one of which who is called Emerald. And Emerald has her own book series as well. And Isidora and her family all live in this big black and pink house. And you can probably guess who decorated which side of the house out of Mum and Dad. And here we have a model of Isidora Moon's kitchen. So just like I was showing you earlier, I made a model. Actually, yes, please, thank you. I made a model, actually, Henry will. I made a model of Isidora Moon's kitchen, and this is all made of paper and glitter. And I made this because I love making little rooms. So there we have Isidora Moon's kitchen. And Henry will show it. He'll bring it all the way up, and I think he'll bring it upstairs as well, so that you can all have a look. But this is my model of Isidora Moon's kitchen. Okay, so while Henry brings that round, we'll carry on here while Henry shows that round. So, Isidora Moon started with a sketch. And a great way to come up with story ideas is to, for me anyway, I like to draw my character first. It's one way of coming up with story ideas. And so I'd done this sketch, and I was looking at her, and I was thinking, what sort of creature would have fangs and pointy ears, and I knew I wanted to have little bat wings, and I was thinking, what sort of creature is that? And then I realised that Isidora Moon was a mix of two creatures. She was a hybrid. So a hybrid is a mix of two or more different species, and I thought it would be fun to look at some real and made-up hybrids, just for fun. So here we have some real hybrids that exist. So we have a liger, which is a lion and a tiger. We have a zonkey, which is a zebra and a donkey. We have a yakcow, which is, I think that's how you say it, but that's a yak and a cow. And a geep, which is a goat and a sheep. And then here we have some more hybrids. So these ones might not be real. Okay, so So those ones I just showed you might not be real, but it is, if you're ever stuck for creating a character, why not find two things that already exist and mash them up together and to create something new? It's just a little tip for if you're ever stuck creating a character, sometimes you can create some really cute things, or you could create really fierce things, or whatever you like, with hybrids. So, let's do some more drawing. Who wants to draw a pink rabbit? Yeah. Right, pink rabbit. Everybody ready? Yep, okay. Right, so pink rabbit. Let's start with an oval shape. We want to do a sort of oval shape for the head. Okay, and then at the back of the oval, the back of the head, we're going to do some ears. So do one ear coming out the back of that oval shaped head. Okay, and then let's do another ear going just behind. And then let's do inside the front ear. We're going to do the inner bit of ear. So I'm going to do that stripy because Pink Rabbit has stripes in there. Like that. Okay. Right, so let's do his face. So he's going to be skipping along happily. So I'm going to do him with a closed eye, like that. And then a big smile. And you can do a little dash for an eyebrow just there. Okay? Okay, so when you have done that, okay, so now let's do the arm. So Pink Rabbit's arm can come out behind, up from the bottom of his neck. You can do a long oval coming out from the bottom of his neck. And then I'm going to do a line through that. And that's going to be for the stitching that Pink Rabbit has, because obviously he's a stuffed toy. And then I'm going to do his tummy. So coming out from under his neck, let's do a curved line like this. You just do one just about there. And then let's do his legs. So Pink Rabbit's thighs are pretty much like circles. So we're going to do a circle, but leave a gap in the middle, leave a gap at the back. So you can do a circle here, leave a little gap. And that gap is for the foot. So that's for the foot that's just going to kick out there. And then you can join up the back here with a line, and you can do a fluffy tail here, like that. And of course he has some stitching in his leg as well, so I'm going to just add that in there. Okay, so let's do his arm and leg from behind, so from the other side. So we're going to do, coming out from behind his body, we're going to do another long oval for the arm. And then we're going to do a half circle, but leave a gap again. And then that's where the little foot's just going to go. So there he is skipping along. And I always like to do a shadow under my drawings. So I'm going to put a shadow under him, because I always think if you do a shadow under your drawing, it makes it look like it's really in the space. So there we have Pink Rabbit. And if you want, you can put something in Pink Rabbit's paw if you want him to hold something. So I'm going to do a wand, but you can do whatever you like. If you want him to be holding a balloon or a carrot or a cupcake or whatever you like. There we go. There we have Pink Rabbit. And shall I hold them up if you finished, and I'll have a look. Has anyone finished theirs? Some at the back here. I'm afraid I can't see the ones from there. Let's have a look at these back ones. Oh, cute. Oh, I like that. Very good. Oh, very sweet. Oh, beautiful. Lovely expression on the face there. Oh, very cute. Wonderful. Oh, that's so good. Oh,
Once
little
again,
wand.
do put your any pictures of the
Beautiful.
rabbit on social media,
Oh, amazing.
please.
Oh, he's holding a, is it a lolly?
I can see Charlotte O'Toole message. We want to draw the
Love
pink
it.
rabbit,
Love
year
it.
2
Let's have a look at
at,
yours.
that must be Manchester Girls' School.
Oh, perfect. Amazing. Oh, brilliant.
Donna Knightley put, we've got the names
Fantastic. Oh,
Night
that's so
Sky,
good.
Batty and Dexter for her bats.
Oh, it's a nice big one there.
Oh,
Very
Rebecca
cool.
put hello from Kingsbrook
Amazing.
View. Hello, Kingsbrook View. We'll see you in
Fantastic.
I think next week, aren't we?
So good. Amazing. Well done, everyone. Wow, you all did such an amazing job. So good. I'm so impressed by all your drawing skills. Okay, so. Right, so everybody. So, the latest book in the Isidora Moon series is called Isidora Moon Rides a Bike. And I thought I would just do you a very, very short reading, from the latest book, Isidora Moon Rides a Bike. So, I'm just going to pass this, you can click. Right, so, in this story, Isidora Moon, she really wants to... Who can ride a bike here? Any of you? Oh, we've got someone who can ride a bike. Yes, so Isidora, she wants to ride a bike, because riding a bike's fun, isn't it? Especially when you can go really fast. But Isidora Moon, she can't ride a bike. Her parents don't know how to help her, because they've always been able to fly, so they've never needed to ride a bike. So she's trying to learn. So here we are. Well, you'll absolutely need a helmet, said Mum, waving her wand in the air. There was a burst of twinkle and a shower of sparkle, and suddenly a lovely, shiny helmet appeared. It had little bat wings on it and pink stars. It was the perfect mix of vampire and fairy. Oh, I love it, I said, putting it on and snapping the clip shut under my chin. Now for knee pads and elbow pads, said Mum, waving her wand again. Do I really need those? I asked. Zoe doesn't wear knee pads and elbow pads. I'm sure she did when she was learning, said Mum, as she secured the pads around my legs and arms with the grippy tabs. Better to be extra safe. I wasn't sure I liked the feel of them, but at least they were glittery. Right, said Mum. Are you ready? She held the bike steady as I got onto it. Off you go. She gave me a big push. Whoa, I cried as I went whizzing forwards for a few meters down the garden path before toppling sideways and landing with a crash on the grass. I was suddenly quite glad I had my knee pads and elbow pads on. Oh, Isidora, cried Mum in a panicked voice, running over to help me. Are you all right? I'm fine, I said, brushing myself down. But, Mum, I'm not sure that's how you're supposed to learn to ride. I agree with Isidora, Dad chipped in. That can't be right, Cordelia. Mum looked a bit stricken. I am so sorry, she said. Zoe told us that Isidora just needed to practice. I thought that would be the right way to start, but I've never ridden a bike either. Let me help Isidora instead, said Dad, marching over. I stared at both my parents. I knew that neither of them had a clue about cycling. So there you go. There's a little extract from Isidora Moon Rides a Bike. And so that's the latest book in the Isidora Moon series. And I thought I would also show you the latest book in the Mirabelle series. So this one came out just recently, and this is called Mirabelle in Which City? And Mirabelle and her friend Carlotta get lost in the city while they're on a school trip, causing some mischief, of course. And then we have Emerald and the Magic Shell, which is out next week. And this is the latest book in the Emerald series. And Emerald is off on an underwater mermaid camping holiday. And that was really fun to write. There's a big, giant, squishy, cuddly toy in it. Oh yes, so more drawing. Let's. Who would like to draw Isidora Moon? Should we draw Isidora? Okay, you might need to turn your paper over, maybe. Well, if you've used both sides, maybe you can do it a bit smaller in a bit smaller. Okay, everyone, is everybody ready? Yep. Right, so Isidora Moon. Let's start with Isidora's head. A circle. Going to do a circle. Okay, and when you've done the circle, let's do 2 lines under it. That's the neck. Okay, and then let's do her face. So I'm going to do her eyes closed. So you can do 2 half curved lines there. And I always do Isidora with 2 eyelashes on each eye. So I'm going to do 2 eyelashes coming down from each eye there. And then let's do a little dot or a dash for a nose and a big smile with 2 fangs. So there we go. Oh, and I'm going to do 2 little dashes for eyebrows as well. I think eyebrows are always really good for showing expressions. So, ears. Let's do some pointy fairy ears. So on each side of her head, do some pointy ears. And now let's do her collar. So under her neck, let's do 2 half circles like this for the collar of her dress. And then her dress is almost sort of like coming out like almost a triangular shape. So the collar, from the collar, you can do 2 lines sort of coming out in a triangle shape. And you can join the bottom of that with a curved line, a slightly curved line, which gives it a bit more of a 3D look. Okay, so let's do her arms. So to keep it simple, let's do her arms behind her back. So you can just do 2 half lines. This is a quick way to do arms if you ever want to do sort of quick arms. You just do them behind the back. And then we'll do some legs. So you want to do 2 legs coming out, obviously, the bottom of her dress. And I'm going to do pointy boots at the bottom of these legs, like this. And of course, Isidora Moon, she almost always wears stripy tights. So I'm going to do some stripes on her tights. And if you want, you can colour them in. I'll do mine very roughly, like this. Okay, right, so let's do her wings. So we already did the wings, didn't we, in the bat? So the way we did the bat wings earlier is exactly how we're going to do the wings for Isidora. So coming out from her shoulders, you want to do 2 curved lines going up like this. And then you want to do 2 curved lines going down. And then you want to go to the tip of the wing here. And you want to do the sort of arch shapes going back towards the body, just like we did with the bat. And then you can go to the tips of the wings and put the lines in. She's got quite big wings there, actually. And then, now, lastly, let's not forget the shadow. I like to put shadow in. And then, lastly, we'll do the hair. So I leave the hair until last because I like to put the hair behind the rest of everything I've drawn. So let's do 2 strands at the front for her fringe. And then you want to start building up her hair. So you can just do strands and make sure it's going behind the wings, behind the dress. And you can just sort of build it up. And she has quite messy hair, so you can do some strands sticking up as well. She doesn't like brushing her hair. So I'm just going to add I'm doing mine quite quickly and roughly, but there we have. There we go. So if you want to add anything, so when you've done your Isidora, you can decorate her if you like. You can give her a pattern on her dress. I'm going to do some star buttons. I'm going to do stars on her boots. And I'm going to add some stars around her. But you can decorate yours however you like. There we go. There we have Isidora Moon. And again, when you've finished, hold up your pictures. I'll see if I can have a look at a few of them. Is anyone finished? Got a few down here. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a beautiful. Oh, I like that. Nice and big as well. Beautiful.
I'll just do a couple of little shout-outs.
And stripy like that. Oh, yes,
So
I like
Ling
the
Bob
buttons
School,
on yours.
they
Very
put a
nice.
note in there saying, please can we
yes,
draw
and the
Isidora
stars.
Moon? So you
Beautiful.
are
Well
very
done.
happy now, aren't you?
Fantastic. Some beautiful drawings. Oh, some nice stars and stripes on those. Some at the back. Very good. Oh, and that's a beautiful one as well. I love the stripes on her. Very good. And with some stars. Oh, and the hearts, and like the pattern you've done, hearts and stars. Beautiful. Well done.
Once again,
Oh,
online
it's very
schools,
cute.
please take photos and post them on your
Beautiful.
socials.
Amazing. Well done, everybody. So many amazing artists in this room. I'm loving all your drawings. Okay. Right, so. Okay, everybody. So if you've read any Isidora Moon, you might have noticed that I love if I can include a miniature adventure in the story or a shrinking potion, or I love tiny things. I really love tiny things, which is probably why I like making little models like that. And I realised recently that I've got quite a few Isidora Moon books, or Mirabelle Emerald, where I've included miniature adventures or shrinking. And I counted them up recently, and I actually counted 7. So as I go through these, maybe if any of you can think of any, you can think of any of the books from Isidora Moon that have miniature adventures in them. So here we have Isidora Moon Makes a Wish, where she meets the little nymphs in the well. We have Mirabelle and the Picnic Pranks, where Mirabelle goes tiny and has to adventure across the garden. We've got Isidora Moon Gets in Trouble, where Mirabelle makes a potion and they shrink and go inside the doll's house. We've got Isidora Moon Meets the Tooth Fairy, where she meets the tiny little mouse, the Tooth Fairy mouse. We've got Isidora Moon Goes to a Wedding, where Isidora and Mirabelle oh, someone's got a copy over there, where Isidora Moon shrinks and they're quite naughty in this book. They go and eat the wedding cake, the castle cake. That's my favourite Isidora book. And then we have Emerald and the Sea Sprites, where they go and they find the tiny sea sprites to bring back to their mermaid doll's house. And we even have Emerald and the Lost Treasure, where they are shrunk to tiny mermaids and get carried around in a bucket of water. So I love tiny things. And because I love tiny things so much, I wanted to create a whole world in miniature, and that's why I created my Victoria Stitch book. So I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about Victoria Stitch. So Victoria Stitch is a whiskling. So in fact, I've got Victoria Stitch here. Here she is. That's right. So this is Victoria Stitch's actual size. So yeah, you can see she's very small. And Victoria Stitch is a whiskling. So I'm just going to pop her there. So whisklings, they're tiny creatures, as you can see. They have antennae that can spark. They have super long eyelashes, almost like whiskers. They have black-tipped noses and pointed ears. And they are born from crystals from the one crystal cave in Whistling Wood. They can fly around on leaves or flowers, which they call blooms, and they all live in a magical place called Whistling Wood, which is protected from humans and animals by a special magic boundary wall. And Whistling Wood is a very idyllic place. It's basically where I would like to live. A lot of Whistlings live inside trees, and I basically, with Whistling Wood, just put everything I loved into the world, the sparkles and glitter and all nature, all that sort of thing. And I have brought along a few things to show you that inspired me, a few of my miniature things that have inspired me with my Whistling world. So what I have here are some tiny things. So to start, we have some tiny bobble hats here. So I'm going to have to somehow hold these up. So, oh, actually, Henry's just going to do the...
Show the camera very close.
Oh, okay. So here we have some tiny bobble hats. And I can just imagine a little Whistling wearing these, running along, tiny little bobble hats. And I knitted these. I got a normal wool, and then I split the threads to make it really tiny. So we have some rainbow bobble hats. We have, what's next? Oh yes, this is one of my favourite things. A tiny bottle of Chanel perfume, but it's got real perfume in it. And technically that would be quite large to a Whistling, but it's so tight. I love it. So I really love that. Oh, I'll show the camera as well. So we've got a tiny little bottle of Chanel perfume. Then we have, what's next? Oh yes, so I don't have this with me, but that's my finger there, so you can see how tiny that is. It's a minuscule little crown made by a very talented miniature jeweller that I know, and those gems on it, the little crystals, are tiny. Next we have a little mug with eyelashes on it, perfect for Whistlings, because it's got little eyelashes on it. So we have a tiny little mug. And then we have an ice cream, which what used to be an earring, used to be my earring. And then we have a tiny basket, which is big enough for one blackberry. Tiny little basket. And, oh yes, Victoria's Stitches, tiny little platform boots. So yeah, little platform boots with stars on them. Victoria's Stitch, tiny little boots. And also, by the way, so these are free downloads on my website. If you want to make your own miniature books, I have lots of them on my website. Here's a Victoria's Stitch one. They all have little pictures inside. And I have Victoria's Stitch ones, I have Isidora Moon ones, and I have Emerald ones, and even a Mirabelle one as well. So if you want to, you can download these for free and make your own miniature library at home. So yeah, that's just free download. Oh yes, and because I love tiny things so much, I of course wanted to make my Victoria Stitch's house in miniature, or her bedroom, and she has a twin sister called Celestine. She has a twin sister called Celestine, although actually you can't see the background so much with her in, but yes, you can see they're very different characters, Victoria Stitch and Celestine. So Henry will show this round so you can look a bit closer. But this is Victoria Stitch's bedroom and Celestine's bedroom. Where's...
Brilliant.
Okay, while Henry's showing that round, yes, I thought I would leave...
5 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave you with 3 tips, okay? So my tips to you would be, number 1 would be follow your passion, because if you're following the thing you really love, then you're going to do a really good job on that thing, because you're going to be really interested in it. I always find I do my best work when I'm really following like my passion, the thing I love best. Because...
And Harriet, I've got some questions.
Oh, you've got some questions. Okay, I'll whiz along. Well, number 1 is follow your passion. Yes, if you practice, and if you you'll get really good at stuff if you practice, and you never know that one day you could do a job in that field if you follow your passion. And for example, to become an author and an illustrator, I had to draw lots, read lots, and write lots. Number 2, my second tip is to play. So you lot are going to be great at playing anyway, but I always think you forget how to play as you grow up. And I think playing is really important for creativity. And one thing I love to do still is I have a little whistling doll, and I like to take her on adventures and make her tiny clothes and things. And there she is on holiday. I like to take her on holiday with me. And I love seeing the world through the eyes of a tiny person. And I find that really inspires me. And this was just a tiny little rock pool. But when you're that tiny, the whole landscape looks completely different, almost like a volcanic landscape. And I find that really fascinating. So yeah, that's how I just like to play. And so yeah, never stop playing. And my third tip, that's her bedroom that she lives in at home in my doll's house. My third tip is just keep practice. Don't get disheartened if something doesn't look how you want it to straight away. Sometimes things take a bit of practice. So, for example, when I first started Victoria's Stitch, that was how she looked almost 20 years ago. And I kept working on her, and this was how she looked a few years later, and I developed my skill a bit more. And finally, this is how she looks now. But that's over a long time. So practice. So follow your passion, practice, and play are my 3 tips. So I don't know if I've got a clip of the Isadora animation, but...
How long is it?
Like a minute, less. Okay, so if you didn't know, Isidora Moon has very excitingly been made into an animation, which you can watch on Sky Kids or through Now TV. I'm just going to show you a very short clip.
I am more fairy than vampire.
You're the perfect mix of both.
Being a vampire is awesome! What's for each children?
Good evening, family.
Go away! Here we go! Isidora Moon, half fairy, half vampire, totally me.
There you go, little extract from Isidora. And yeah, I think that's, questions?
Good. Can I... we've only got a couple of minutes left before we have to finish. Unfortunately, we could have gone on for hours, but let's do a few quick questions that have come from the various schools. Firstly, so from Abbots Kurzweil and from William Harding, we got 2 questions which are very similar. Which is your favourite character you've created, and which book is your favourite?
So, obviously I love all my characters. I'm very passionate about all of them. I do have a very special spot for Victoria Stitch because I created her quite a long time before Isadora Moon, and she means a lot to me. So Victoria Stitch would have to be my top one. And my favourite book, again, if I had to pick, probably Victoria Stitch, but out of Isadora Moon Goes to a Wedding is my favourite.
Fantastic. And from Sibsy, how long does it take to write a book?
So it depends which book. So an Isadora Moon book, maybe it takes about a week to write an Isadora Moon, because they're about 6,000 words. So if I write 1,000 or 2,000 words a day, but it's the illustration that takes the longest.
Fantastic.
So yeah, it can take about 3 months overall.
From Westfield Primary, that must be in Berkhamsted. Hello, you guys. Do you prefer writing or drawing?
So I actually can't decide. I just love both, and I'll flip between them. Sometimes I'm more in the mood for writing and some more drawing.
Okay. Next 2 things. I've got Curdridge have asked, Harriet, please can you do some YouTube draw-alongs of your characters? That's a question. That's not really a question. Just a demand. Manchester School for Girls, 12 of us can ride a bike. That's just a nice thing.
That's very good.
That's very impressive. And finally, Ling Bob, last question. Where did you get the name Isidora Moon?
So I've always loved names. I always kept lists of names. I really love names. And I think I just thought Isidora Moon suits both a fairy and a vampire.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Brilliant. Now everyone, please, can you put your hands together and thank Harriet Muncaster. Now, Harriet will now be signing all your book orders. I know a lot of you have been ordering books, so thank you to all of you. She'll also sign a load of spares as well. Our next event for your age group is Maddie Moat in a couple of weeks. Grove and Goldfield, we have room for one more school to come and join that Maddie Moat event if you're interested. I don't know, but anyway, without further ado, thank you so much to Harriet Muncaster.
Oh, thank you for having me.